Welcome back to the Heartland State Bank Press Box. Heartland State Bank, a proud sponsor of all our local students and student athletes.
We're going to let this run here because we are signed on for the varsity game, which will be starting in probably about an hour or so. Currently it is 6:09, and the game that you're watching right now is the game between the JVs of Groton, and they are in the bright pink going left to right, and then Redfield in the white with the blue numbers on your right, and they are going right to left. So we will let this run because we need to be on the live ticket so they can do a couple of things here. So in the intervening time, hope you enjoy watching, and we will be back with the varsity game. This happens to be the first set of the JV game. And right now, Groton is leading it by a score of 13-5. So enjoy watching, and we will be back with the narrative of the varsity game as it becomes available.
Redfield calls timeout. This match brought to you by fans of Jaden Penny. So 21-9 Groton area. Here on the junior varsity match. All right, serving for the Tigers, Sydney Locke. Back to Locke. Weber winning into the net. Pointer for the Pheasants. 21-10 Groton area with the lead here in the first set of the junior varsity match. Brought to you by fans of Jaden Penny. Well, net action there, close there by the Pheasants. They get it up and over. Tyler Wright gets the kill. 22-10 Tigers. Back to serve Jericho Locke. Serving error. Point Pheasants. 22-11. Redfield to be serving and doing the honors will be Jericho Radigan. Oh, excuse me. Switch shirt number 22. 22 on there. Serving error on her anyway. So the Tigers will get the point 23-11. Serving for the Tigers will be Tully Wright. Ooh, blocked there by the Tigers. And the Pheasants hit it into the net. Give the Tigers a point. 24-11. Set point here for the Tigers now. With Tully Wright doing the serving. Deep serve. 1, 2, and 3. Into the net. Point Tigers. Tigers win the first set 25-11. All right, in that first set, Tully Wright had 2 kills. McKenna Teets had a kill. Jared Traphagen had a kill. Faith Traphagen a block. Sydney Locke had a kill. Kelly Tracy a kill. Jericho Locke and a serve. And Jade Penny had 4 kills. No fans of Jade Penny are sponsoring this broadcast here at JDLive.com. For the Pheasants, Charlie Dungworth has a kill. Carly Bradbent Weber over to Penny. Weber just gives a quick throw over, but the Pheasants catch on to that. Killed her by Jericho Radigan. Makes it 2-0. Redfield. Tigers won the first set 25-11. Penning to Weber. Trap Hagen into the net. Point for the Pheasants. Tyler Wright with the tap over, but not quite strong enough. So ends up in the wrong side. 4-0 Redfield.
I can go testing 1, 2, 3, 4. I see that it's coming through the microphone. But there is still a minus 18 dB bouncing around from what I assume is the camera.
61 Pheasants. Coming into serve.
Okay, this JV game is going to end here pretty quick, so I need to go down and get starting lineups. Can you go ahead and load up the commercials, and we'll worry about the other things when I get back? I'll leave the phone line open. Now, you've never gotten a picture. Is that true?
Okay, so
Son of a bitch.
62. Lead right now. Sydney Locke is serving. The score is getting over there.
Okay, I've selected the picture,
63 Tigers.
and I'm typing
Ace
in there
for Sydney Locke.
third try.
63 Redfield with the lead.
And I'm hitting the MMS send button. Okay, I'll be back after a bit.
6-4. Tigers
They're off
catching
to
up.
a good
Trailed
start,
by
beating
2.
6-0.
Sydney Locke serving. Nice save there by Tully Wright. Pops it over. Gets the kill. First kill for Chesney Weber. 76. Second, Jericho Locke serving. Over the net. Makes it 8-6. Serving is totally right.
Well, that isn't quite what I had in mind.
The lead down to 1 point.
Okay, Dolman back. And you still haven't gotten that picture. Well, I don't know what the deal is. I have trouble getting pictures sent to my daughter sometimes. I don't know what's the matter with this thing. Okay. I got two what I call foam plugs from the microphones into the slots there. I've got the gold connection black wire into the into the input, and it is connected to the phone's output on the mixer. I've got the red and white silver things into the red and white, and they are going into the they're going into the computer. Okay, which one is it? Because I got a gaggle of wires here that I can't figure out. Okay, so I will unplug that. Blue light is on. about all the blue knobs? Okay, hang on a second. There. Okay, they're all in the middle. Let's see. Okay, that's the middle. And this is. Okay, all the blue knobs are in the middle. Now I've got one other thing that says chorus, delay, blah, 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 like that. And it is on, looks like flange, F-L-A-N-G-E. Still they're bouncing all over the place. Well, of course I have the mics up now. Now we're up near a couple of neon lights. Yeah. Yes, it is. Still there? Okay, the green light for power is on. The plus 48 voltage next to that, there are no lights on. I don't know if that helps you. There is a button that says EXT/USB to main. Is that supposed to be in or out? Okay. It is out. But the thing that okay, what I've got is the power cord into the small one. I've got the two headsets plugged into 1 and 2, and then I've got the output. And all of these pots on that thing are at about not straight up, but maybe straight up is 90 degrees. They're probably at what, 80 degrees? All 4 of them. Okay, well I can put them in the middle. So they're all in the middle. But the thing that blows me away is when I turn off.
Set. Serving here by the Tigers. So 23-17. Mackenzie Teets hits it over. Redfield hits it into the net. Tigers will get the point. 24-17. Groton area. right, Jaden Penning serving. Game point, match point right here. Tracy got it over, and she's going to get Keller Tracy with the game-winning point. Tigers win at 25-17. Keller Tracy, 3 kills. Jericho Locke, an ace. Jaden Penning, 7 kills and an ace. With 3 kills. Carly Tigers win the JV 25-11, 25-17.
El Corral Cocina Mexicana is located in Clark, South Dakota. Our hours are 11.
Brushing up? Bettering yourself? Or pursuing a degree? Huron Community Campus offers in-person classes at just $40 per credit hour plus fees. HCC offers courses through Northern State University, offering quality education at an exceptional value. To learn more, call Huron Community Campus at 605-353-8518. That's 605-353-8518.
We hope you are all enjoying the student productions of your school. Tonight's event and every event produced by your school during the school year are created, filmed, and produced by the students you love to follow and support. Become a booster of your school's live event coverage by becoming a sponsor. It's a great way to show your support of the athletes and students in your community. As a sponsor, you'll get great visibility for your business, organization, or family by supporting the live productions of your school.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
At Heartland State Bank,
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
turning it up a bit. And we're going to talk about the Redfield Lady Pheasants. Have 3 matches left on their 2023 schedule. All 3 games are here at home. Of the 3 matches, the only opponent with a winning record on the year is the Groton Lady Tigers. And unfortunately for Redfield tonight, Groton is the opponent. Is that overpowered enough? Tigers come into this contest with a 16-win, 4-loss match record. They've played 61 games overall and have won nearly 80% of those games. Groton has won 8 of their last 9 matches, 3 games to none. So needless to say, the Pheasants are going to have to will have their hands full tonight. Redfield has 2 3-match winning streaks during the year, compiling a 9-win, 14-loss match record. However, the Pheasants have had one of those streaks recently. Redfield is battling to get into 4th place in the region to have a possibility of a home match come playoff time. However, time is beginning to run out. The match tonight against Groton will leave only 2 matches left on the regular season schedule. Those will occur next Monday against Wolsey-Wessington and Tuesday against Tiaspazina. Redfield is in a virtual tie with Sisseton for that 4th spot. However, the Redmen have a similar final schedule in that they have 3 matches left, with only 1 of those matches against a team with a winning record. That makes it even more important for the Pheasants to dispose of Groton tonight to have a shot at the region's 4th spot. We'll be back in 1 minute. This is a Redfield Sports presentation. Yes, no, maybe so.
At Heartland State. At Heartland State Bank, our customers are at the center of everything we do. Heartland State Bank is a family-owned community bank and here for you. We have an experienced lending staff for fast, local decisions. Heartland State Bank offers competitive rates and is proud to provide uptown services with a hometown touch. With 4 locations in Redfield, Tulare, Wessington, and Highmore, we aspire to support the communities we live and work in. Heartland State Bank, member FDIC.
Independent Ag in Bristol, Verdon, Roscoe, and Watertown. A local business providing local service and local expertise. They're farmer-focused, service-driven, with a very knowledgeable staff that offers seed, chemical, and fertilizer sales. They make competitive offers at Independent Ag. They say, we know your acre. Check out the website, independentagservices.com, or call 605-395-6605. Independent Ag, proud to support local sports and activities.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Every farm is unique, but all farmers have something in common: the desire to maximize their land and improve it for the next generation. You need a cooperative that offers peace of mind. AgTegra Cooperative is an ag partner that shares your values and is part of your community. From agronomy and grain operations to energy and feed, AgTegra will link your farm to the future. AgTegra Cooperative. Strong, stable, dependable.
You'll find friendly, small-town service at your locally owned and operated SBS Lumber and Hardware in Redfield. They have all your small home repair needs covered. Plus, they now carry lumber and Valspar paints, along with all of your painting supplies. They have your fencing needs covered too, from carry pet to livestock. They're a proud supporter of all youth athletics and activities. So for whatever you need, look no further than your locally owned and operated SBS Lumber and Hardware in Redfield.
The One Stop in Redfield is a friendly family-owned business. They carry hot stuff products like pizzas, sandwiches, appetizers, and cookies. So before you take a trip or if you're out on the town, stop by and fuel up with Sinclair gasoline and use the DinoPay app for additional savings. Grab your snacks and browse the large selection of cold beverages and visit the automatic car wash for a spotless shine in your vehicle. One Stop is a proud supporter of all school sports and activities. Stop in to the One Stop in Redfield.
At Brueggemann Crop Services, they offer a full line of crop insurance products backed by years of experience to ensure you're getting the best risk management package for your specific operation. They are also your full-service channel seed provider, along with a full line of seed treatments. As farmers themselves, they will tailor a plan that will set you at ease for everything nature may throw at you. Crop insurance is their only insurance. For a no-obligation insurance or seed quote, call 853-3200 or check them out online at BrueggemannCropInsurance.com.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
Whether you're pregnant or planning ahead, you and your baby deserve a healthy start. We offer a wide range of services such as advocacy, health screenings and education, care coordination and car seat safety, participant empowerment, referral services, and fatherhood support. To learn more about Great Plains Healthy Start, visit greatplainstravelhealth.org or call one of our 5 service areas today. Brought to you by Great Plains Healthy Start, so that the people may live.
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Dakota Pro Air is a locally family-owned business that has been taking care of farmers' aerial needs since 2020. With locations in Letcher and Miller, Dakota Pro Air is able to provide service to a large area. Ground conditions too wet, or just don't want those sprayer tracks in your field? Give Dakota Pro Air a call for all your chemical and fertilizer application needs at 605-248-2314.
The foundation for how we do business is right in our initials, W-E. We. Everything we do is a partnership. We understand solving the many complex challenges growers face every day takes teamwork. And when we succeed, we do it together. That's the power of we.
Hey, Tyler with Summit Contracting here. Let's talk about building on your farm. One of the great things about working with Summit Contracting is that we are the farm builders. We build premium grain systems and any structure that goes on your farm. It's never too early to start a project.
Welcome back to the Heartland State Bank Press Box. Heartland State Bank, a proud sponsor of all our local students and student athletes.
All right, we're beginning to get things ready to go here for the volleyball match tonight between the Redfield Pheasants and the Groton area Tigers. And the Groton area team won the JV game, and they also won the junior varsity game. And right now we're going to find out some of the things that are happening with the game tonight, Ted?
Well, the Redfield Lady Pheasants have 3 matches left on their 2023 schedule. All 3 games are here at home. And all the 3 matches, the only opponent with a winning record on the year is the Groton Lady Tigers, who unfortunately for Redfield tonight is their opponent. The Tigers come into this contest with a 16-win, 4-loss match record. They played 61 games overall and won nearly 80% of those. Groton has an 8 of their last 9 matches, 3-0, and so needless to say, the Pheasants are going to have their hands full tonight. Redfield has 2 3-match winning streaks this year in compiling a 9-win, 14-loss match record. However, the Pheasants had to add one of those streaks recently. Redfield is battling to get into 4th place in the region to have a possibility of a home match come playoff time. However, the time is beginning to run out on them. The match tonight against Groton will leave only 2 matches left on the regular season schedule. Those will occur next Monday against Wolseley Wessington and Tuesday against Tias Mazzina. Redfield is in a virtual tie with Sisseton for the number 4 spot. However, the Redmen have a similar final schedule in that they have 3 matches left, but only one of those matches is against the team with a winning record. That makes it even more important for the Pheasants to dispose of Groton tonight and have a shot at the Region 4 spot. We'll be back in 1 minute.
We'll create a layout to ensure your structures are perfectly placed for today and the future. Let's get started on your farm project at buildsummit.com.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
Looking for an easy way to carve out some extra Christmas cash this holiday season? When it's time to prepare that big family feast, book a getaway during your holiday break or go shopping to put gifts under the tree. Cash out with 1% cash back on a low-interest Visa credit card from Dakota Land Federal Credit Union. Maximize your spending and earn cash back while covering all your holiday expenses. No annual fee and rates as low as 9.9%. Make a credit union Visa a hit for the holidays. Apply online at dakotalandfcu.com or at your local branch today. Dakota Land, federally insured.
Welcome back to the Heartland State Bank Press Box. Heartland State Bank, a proud sponsor of all our local students and student athletes.
Still watching the warm-ups of the 2 teams, and while we're doing that and waiting for the starting lineups, we'd like to mention that sophomore from Redfield, Peyton Moore, is the only qualifier for the Redfield cross-country team to get to the state finals. He did it with a 15th place finish in the Region 1A finals. His time there was 19 minutes, 19 seconds, and that's not his best time of the year over the 5,000-meter varsity events this season. He did top out at 18:48 in the Pheasant Invitational at the end of August, so the state cross-country finals will be held this Saturday. That'll be tomorrow in Sioux Falls. Checking on some of the state football championship brackets, some of them have been settled. Top seed in the 11B is Winner. The top seed in the 9A is Warner, and for 9B, it's Avon. Now, the rest of the conferences will be seeded after tonight's games. Also looking around the Redfield community and surrounding areas, tomorrow the Faulkton Arts Council will be holding their 49th Annual Arts and Crafts Festival. It will be happening at the Faulkton High School Auditorium and will also spill over a little bit into the gymnasium as well. Now, this is a really big event as more than 50 vendors are expected to be there. The admission is free. Lunch will be available throughout the day, and there are plenty of free parking spaces. Now, the hours once again will be from 10 o'clock in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. And if you need any more information, just call 380-8444. That's 380-8444 for more information about the 49th Annual Arts and Crafts Festival presented by the Faulkton Arts Council at the Faulkton High School from 10 until 4 o'clock tomorrow, Saturday. Here's another date to save. It'll be the following Saturday, October the 28th, and that is all about the Community Memorial Hospital Auxiliary and their craft fair coming up on that date, October the 28th. It'll be happening at the Redfield Armory from 10 o'clock in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. Now they have a returning core of craft and vendors that are there almost every year, but there's still room for you. So if you have a craft to craft and a vend to vend, then come on and join in. All you have to do is give Jessica a call. She is at the Community Memorial Hospital. Her number is 475-7402. That is 475-7402 to reserve a spot in the Community Memorial Hospital Auxiliary Craft Fair, all set to happen at the Redfield Armory. That's on Saturday, the 28th. That'll be next Saturday from 10 until 2. So there we are there as they just rang the buzzer to have everybody get off the practice floor. And we will hopefully get things started here relatively soon with the starting lineup. Might mention the South Dakota football schedule this weekend. Northern State University is at home against Wayne State. NSU is 3-4 overall, and within the conference, the same number of wins and losses. They are in 8th position. Wayne State is 4-2 on the year. South Dakota State will try to stay undefeated as they take their 6-0 record on the road to play a 5-1 Southern Illinois squad. Now, hopefully, this weekend's games in the Missouri Valley Football Conference will sort out the league standings. Although the Jackrabbits are on top of the conference with that 3-0 league mark, there are 5 other teams with one game or within one game of tying South Dakota State for the league leadership. So should be a very interesting football weekend in the Missouri Valley Conference. Right now, we are involved with volleyball at the Redfield Greeno Gymnasium, where we are getting ready to go and getting the opening introductions here as they are about ready to reel that information off. And since we don't have a microphone over there with the PA announcer, we will probably pause for a national anthem before they actually do the introductions, as they will be going on down. So we are getting some credit for, well, they are going to go with the starting lineups first. So for Groton Tigers, number 1 will be Anna Feldheim. She is a senior, 5'7". Number 4, Sydney Light, another senior at 5'7". And then they will start Carly Guthmiller, another senior. So the Groton Tigers are senior loaded. However, number 10, Liz Fleece, a junior, will also be in the starting lineup, with Rayleigh Dunker, a sophomore, at 5'9", and the final starter will be number 19, Emma Cutter, another junior. So right off the bat, sounded like Groton was going to have nothing but seniors in the lineup, but they've tossed in a couple of sophomores and also a junior. Checking for the Redfield Pheasants here, and starting things off for them will be Charlie Youngworth, a freshman. Number 3, Jersey Morrison, a sophomore at 5'5". Number 4, Hayden Gall, a sophomore at 5'9". And we will look to have Katie Roselle in the lineup. She twisted an ankle in her last outing. That was last Thursday. So hopefully she will be on the mend. And if she is not in the starting lineup, then Kinley Smith will be there. Kinley Smith, a sophomore at 5'10". Katie Roselle, a senior at 5'11". Kendall Seabright beginning to get starting assignments here in the latter part of the season. She is a freshman at 5'5". Chloe Zenz, who is just absolutely impressed with her digs over the last couple of games that we've seen here at the Greeno Gymnasium. The senior digger, if you will, is 5'5". And Cecilia Sukor, a sophomore at 5'7". So the Redfield squad, with a record of 9-14 on the season, will go against the Groton team, which is 16-4, and you can kind of see the difference in the situation there with the starting lineup being rather senior-oriented for Groton and underclass-oriented for Redfield as we join the national anthem. Well, our nation's anthem, and we are about ready to go for the Redfield Pheasants versus Groton Area Tigers with this volleyball game. So on the floor for Redfield, we will look at number 3, Jersey Morrison. Hayden Gall is out there. Katie Roselle, who was a game time decision, also is on the floor. And we'll see Cecilia Sukor. Also on the floor right now, number 7, Kendall Seabright. And now coming into the game will be Chloe Zenz. Keep an eye on her. She does an outstanding job with digs. And we will try to get the floor set up here for the Groton Tigers. Looks like going to the service line to start things off will be Carly Gunsmiller. And as soon as we get the volleyball squared away and where they should be, we'll get underway. Also on the floor, we'll check that out as we go. That was Zenz digging it. Over to get it is Gall, and then Zenz sends it over the line, or the net, they should say. Attempting to dunk it over was Chesney Weber, and right there to knock it right back at her was Cecilia Sukor, and Redfield gets off with a point here, 1-0 as we're just getting underway. At the service line was Hayden Gall, Zenz, Gall, Sukor, and Redfield gets another point. So Redfield leading it 2-0. End of the game for the Pheasants. Well, we have a number 17, and I don't have a 17. Oh, wait a minute. Excuse me, wrong side. Jerika Radigan. And Redfield now has reeled off 3 points in a row and lead it by a score of 3-0. Hayden Gall will serve it once again. Another dunk try over the net by Chesney Weber, and this time it is successful. And Redfield, peeling off 3 in a row, will now go on defense. 3-1. Zenz on the back line. Hayden Gall over. Far side over the net for the Tigers is Light. Zenz saves it again. Nice dig by Roselle as Redfield gets it over the net. And an attempt to dunk it over by Dunker, and unsuccessful. And Groton is down 4-1. Try to keep track of some streaks going on here as Chloe Zenz will be at the service line for Redfield. Gets it good and deep. Over the net on the far side by Light. Sukor slams it. Groton gets it, blocked at the net, short over and unable to dig it out as a kill dropped in there by Rayleigh Dunker. And at the service line for Groton will be Sydney Light. Sukor, and she gets a kill. So Sukor puts Redfield ahead by a score of 5-2. Try to get our scoreboard up here and ready to go. Roselle with the service. Zenz. Hayden Gall over the net by Seabright. It's checked that Kinley Smith. Gall with the set. Over the net by Smith once again. Nice spike tossed in there by number 12. That would be Rayleigh Dunker. Redfield leading it by a score of 5-3. At the service line, Dunker. Gall with the set. Youngworth with the set, rather. Slam. Way back. Zan saves it, but nobody can get to it in time to put it back over the net. And the Groton Tigers have narrowed it down to a 1-point game, 5-4 in favor of Redfield. Still on the service line is Dunker. 2 points in a row, and now a third point in a row. As we are all tied up at 5-5. Dunker still serving. Fires it into the net, and Redfield will take the 1-point lead. 6-5. Redfield with the lead and the service. At the service line will be Kendall Seabright. Kendall gets it. Nice block at the net by Groton. And a block by Redfield, returning the favor. That was Smith and Gall. Zenz, Gall with the set. Kinley Smith gets it over. On the far side, that is Feldheim for Groton. Zenz across. Set by Fleece. Redfield recovers. Block at the net. And Groton will come up with the point after a very, very exciting exchange there. And we are tied up at 6-6. At the service line, Fleece. She sets it deep. Nice block again by Smith and Gall. This dig on the backside by Seabright. And a whistle on the play. Well, let's see what happened here. There was a whistle before the play was over with. They gave the point to Groton. 2 points in a row off of the service of Fleece. Just dunked over. Zans can't get to it. And Groton picks up another point. And this is the biggest lead either team has had by 2. And still Light at the service line. 3 points she's gotten off of her serve. Gall with the set. Kinley Smith gets it over. Far side. Little dunk there. Nice dig, but not quite up in the air enough. The dunk thrown over by Feldheim. And Redfield will take a timeout as the Groton Tigers lead it by a score of 9-3.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the Heartland State Bank Press Box. Heartland State Bank, a proud sponsor of all our local students and student athletes.
Back to the action with Groton leading by a score of 9-6. Light has been on the service line for 4 consecutive points. Nice save by Roselle. Gets over to Kinley Smith, and Kinley Smith drops it in. And Redfield gains the point, narrows it back down to 2. Redfield with the service. Back there to serve for the Pheasants. Youngworth. Nice tip and save off the net, unable to do so. So the service will move over to Groton, and they'll lead it by a score of 10-7. At the service line for the Tigers will be Feldheim. Gall sets. Sukor with the point. So Redfield gets that point right back again. And the score is 10-8. And going to the service line for Redfield will be Jersey Morrison. So see if she can string a few points in a row here. Nice recovery on the play by Fleece. Smith over the net. And on the far side, unsuccessful at dunking it over, is Sydney Light. And Redfield jumps up to within 1 point. This side, firing the ball across is Weber. And Groton goes back to a 2-point lead. 11-9. At the service line for Groton. This is Guthmiller. Looks like it goes out, and it just did go out. So unfortunately, Redfield sees the ball go out for them, and the score is back to 1. 11-10. At the service line for Redfield is Gall. Gall almost sends it out, but it is picked up by Groton, and the attempted kill goes out. And Gall will pick up the second point here off of her serve, and we are all tied up at 11. Seabright, Gall, Sukor gets recovered by Groton. Zenz, Gall, Sukor once again. Groton hangs in there. Ball gets over by Light. Redfield gets it back over. Set. Nice block by Roselle. Katie with the kill try. Groton recovers it. Just gets over. And Redfield cannot handle it after it comes back over their side. And Groton comes up 12-11. Into the game for Redfield, Jerika Radigan. And back to serve for the Tigers is Weber. Weber, good deep serve. Gall with the set and a kill by Roselle, as Katie Roselle gets her first kill of the game. And the score is back even again at 12-12. So with the much better record, Groton being challenged by Redfield here as Zen sends it over the net. Far side, kill by Light, and the Tigers go up by 1. This has been a back and forth battle here. Redfield has not been able to lead it, but they've tied it several times here. At the service line was Light. Gall with an attempt to kill, doesn't get it. Zen saves one. Goes back to Morrison and over by Roselle. Set on this side by Fleece, and Redfield comes up with a point. So Redfield again ties it at 13-13, as we have had numerous ties. At the service line for Redfield will be Katie Roselle. Groton gets it back over. Zenz, Gall, Youngworth. Saved by Roberts, but out of bounds. And Redfield picks up a point. So Redfield slides into the lead by a score of 14-13. I've got 15 up on our scoreboard, and we'll hold off on that. It's 14-13 Pheasants. And a slam kill attempt on the outside. That was attempted by Feldheim, and it goes out of bounds. So I foretold the score, 15-13. Roselle, yeah, I'm clairvoyant or something, whatever they call that. Nice save on the back line by Gall, over by Youngworth. Nice save over there by Guthmiller. Redfield handling the ball, and going to have a whistle, and it's going to be a point awarded to Redfield as they now go up by a score of 16-13, and that is the biggest lead for either team, as Roselle, off of her serve, has served up 4 points, and Roselle will slam it to the back line again. set by Fleece over Zenz. Trying to save it off the net was Gall. She was unsuccessful at it. And our score will go 16-14 after Roselle peels off 4 serves in a row with points. On the service line is Dunker. Backline, nice smack by Roselle, but Groton gets up with it. Redfield, well, now what is the problem there? Oh, they say that the ball was held. Boy, that was a pretty ticky-tacky call. Sorry to call it that way. 15-16 in favor of Redfield. Still on the service line is Dunker. Kinley Smith whacks it over the line and gets the point for Redfield as they go up by a score of 17-15. And Redfield will have the serve. Coming in to serve will be Kendall Seabright. Groton, set by Fleece, and a shot a little bit long came off the hands of Roberts, and Redfield expands their lead to 3 now, 18-15, as a whistle goes, and the Groton Tigers are going to talk about it. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is a Redfield High School sports presentation.
World-class service with hometown friendliness. That's what you can expect from the staff of Haler Automotive. We sell new vehicles from both Chevrolet and Buick, along with a good selection of late-model pre-owned vehicles. And if you're looking for something a little more vintage, come take a look at our classic car showroom, Highway 12 Classics. We have a full service department, parts department, and a body shop. We're conveniently located East Highway 12 in Webster, or view all of our inventory online at HalerAuto.com.
Welcome back to the Heartland State Bank Press Box. Heartland State Bank, a proud sponsor of all our local students and student athletes.
Well, a hugely entertaining first game here. Back and forth, back and forth. Redfield has led by 3. That's their biggest lead. Groton led by 2 earlier in this opening game. And a slam at the net attempted by Cutter. And it goes into the net, and Redfield will get another serve, and they lead it 19-15. Gall with the set, and Smith sends it long. So our score 19-16. Redfield on the lead. At the service line is Fleece for the Tigers. Slam on the other side by Youngworth, and the Groton Tigers can't handle it and get it back. And Ted, Redfield is hanging in there despite the fact that they have a much weaker record than Groton.
Yes, just a lot of self-inflicted wounds here for Groton.
Sukor with the ball over. Nice kill by Weber. That's her 5th of the game. And Groton gets back to a 3-point deficit, 20-17. Now's the time the Redfield really needs to concentrate to stay ahead. Zenz gets it over. Set up by Fleece. Near side, another slam by Weber. And it goes out. Check that. It goes in. And it'll be a point for Weber. And for Groton, 20-18. Groton service. Gall with the set. Nice job by Sukor on the near side as she slams home a kill, and that will be her 4th on the game. And Redfield closing in on that 25 points as they have a 3-point margin once again. And on the service line will be Jersey Morrison. Morrison sends it deep. Fleece saves it, and Groton gets it over. Gall with the set on the far side. It was Gall. Check that, Roselle. Nice block by Gall on the far side. And the ball is at the net. And check that, let's see. It's going to be Redfield's point. So they are leading it by a score of 22-18. in a rather surprising situation here. Morrison trying to get her third point off of her serve. A nice dunk over there by Sydney Light. And Groton comes back to where they are down now by 3, 22-19. On the service line, it appears to be Light. Check that. That is number 5. That is Guthmiller. Redfield can't get the ball, or check that. Groton can't get the ball back over after another dunk. And Redfield leads it by a score of 23-19. And this is quite a turn of events, as at the service line is going to be Gall. Fires it deep. Groton gets it back over. Gall with the set. And a little bit long on the attempt by Sukor. And that
went
will
off her hand.
Well, it came off a hand, so it is 23-19. 24-19.
Match point.
So this is going to be match point. Came off a fingertip there. And Groton will call a timeout with match point 24-19. And we'll be back in 30 seconds. This is a Redfield High School sports presentation.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
Welcome back to the Heartland State Bank Press Box. Heartland State Bank, a proud sponsor of all our local students and student athletes.
Well, quite a turn of events here in Game 1. Redfield leading it by a score of 24-19. This is their biggest lead in this, the first game of the best of 5. Redfield leading by 5. And a conversation about whose serve it is. And it looks like Hayden Gall will go to the service line looking for her third point and a win in this first game. Groton gets the ball over. Gall with the set. Nice save by Fleece. Groton gets it over. Gall with another set. This time it goes right into the net. And Groton gets back up to a 4-point deficit. 24-20. Another game point on the line here. Nice save. Ball over by Roselle. On the far side. Just tipped over. That was by Light. And Redfield, Roselle couldn't get it over the net as it was too close to the net. And suddenly, Groton is closing in. 24-21. Another game point in favor of Redfield. Zenz. Gall. Sukor blocked at the net. And that closes it up to 24-22. Redfield all season long is having trouble closing out on a game, and they are struggling right at the moment. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is a Redfield High School sports presentation.
Redfield Energy is a 65 million gallon ethanol plant that produces over 200,000 tons of distillers and grids for over 22 million bushels of corn, providing a quality feed market for all local feeders. At Redfield Energy, they take pride in providing an economic impact on the agricultural industry, community, state, and its utility holders. Located 2 miles north of Redfield, make Redfield Energy your preferred market for locally grown corn. Redfield Energy is a proud supporter of Redfield Pheasant sports and activities.
Welcome back to the Heartland State Bank Press Box. Heartland State Bank, a proud sponsor of all our local students and student athletes.
Redfield was leading by 5, and now they only have a 2-point lead, and now it's only 1 point. So Redfield having trouble all season long closing out close games, and they had the lead by 5 at the service line. Is Weber, and she has reeled off 5 points in a row. This one slammed over. Redfield will get it back. Roselle with the ball at the set. Gall gets it over. out of bounds, saved by Weber as Groton gets it over. This one fired in there, and finally Redfield hangs on as Katie Roselle zips one in there and picks up the win by a score of 25-23, as Redfield got a little scary there as it began to close in on them, but as it turned out, they finally got the job done. We'll be back with the second game in 1 minute.
Whether you are pregnant or planning ahead, you and your baby deserve a healthy start. We offer a wide range of services such as advocacy, health screenings and education, care coordination and car seat safety, participant empowerment, referral services, and fatherhood support. To learn more about Great Plains Healthy Start, visit greatplainstravelhealth.org or call one of our 5 service areas today. Brought to you by Great Plains Healthy Start, so that the people may live.
Welcome back to the Heartland State Bank Press Box. Heartland State Bank, a proud sponsor of all our local students and student athletes.
Well, Ted, quite a run that we saw for Redfield. They have a 9-14 record against the Groton 16-4, but it didn't make any difference in the first game.
They hung in there, and they need to keep the pressure on them. But they hung in there that game, the whole game, and it was close, but they kept making the ones when they needed it.
Well, the one thing that we've noticed throughout the year is that Redfield has struggled a little bit by trying to close games out, and even though there was a little bit of a scare in this game, Redfield finally pushed it through and closed the game out, so that is very encouraging. Redfield basically fighting now to try to get a 4th spot and a possible home game in the playoffs. So that was
and if
really
win tonight would go a long ways for that to be happening.
Absolutely, because the next 2 teams that they'll be playing have losing records. Now, on the other hand, they're trying to overtake Sisseton. Sisseton's next 2 games are against teams that have losing records, but the final game of the season for them will be against a team that has a winning record. So if Redfield can dispatch Groton tonight, it'll give them a leg up on finishing things up. As we look to Jersey Morrison, will get the lead here and begin to do the service. We have Seabright on the floor, Zenz on the floor, Gall, Sukor, and Roselle as the first serve here in the second game. And an attempted block by Gall goes out of bounds. And right away, Groton comes up with a point as we're underway here in the second game. At the service line for Groton will be Light. Gets it deep. Morrison. Roselle tried to slam it home off of a set by Gall, and it went into the net. 2-0 in favor of Groton. Probably be a good idea for Redfield to get out and get going early on this one. Sukor gets it over. Set by Fleece. Far side, an attempted kill by Feldheim. Redfield gets the ball back over. Fleece once again with the set. Zenz digs it out. Gall and Sukor gets it over. Fleece. And the kill by Dunker. On the evening, that's the second kill for Dunker. And the Tigers now lead it by a score of 3-0. That's not exactly what you want to have happen after you've just won a game. And this serve off of the fist of Light goes out of bounds, and Redfield picks up a point. And the serve, and at the service line will be Gall. Into the game for Redfield, Derica Radigan. And Gall set to serve. Redfield behind 3-1. An exchange right at the net. and the exchange was won by Fleece. So Groton gets the point and the serve back. At the service line is Dunker. Redfield, Gall gets the ball deep and over. Good job by there. Fleece with the set on the far side, and that is hammered home by Feldheim. And Groton is off to a good start here in the second game. Score is 5-1 in favor of the Groton Tigers. Still at the service line is Dunker. Nice kill by Roselle, as Roselle gets her second kill, and a point for Redfield. They trail it, however, 5-2. We're in the second game after Redfield won the first one 25-23. Zenz with the service. Far side, Feldheim gets it over, and Redfield gets it back over by Radigan. And going to be a whistle because they said they carried the ball, or two-handed hit. So that will put Redfield within 2. They trail it 5-3. And Zenz will step up and try to get her second point. High and fairly deep. Fleece with the set, and a deep slam tossed in there by Dunker. Roselle gets it over. Groton with a tip at the front of the net, and Light gets a kill out of it, and Groton is up by a score of 6-3. At the service line is Fleece, right at the net, and Groton is able to tip it over. That's a tough place for that ball to come right down, because all the team needs to do is to drop it down. So this will be the second serve for Fleece. Slammed home and somehow saved, but knocked out of bounds. The kill recorded by Youngworth, and Redfield back up to 4 and a 3-point deficit here. Into the center. There you go. Chloe Zenz with an outstanding dig and a save. Ball gets over the net. Youngworth gets it. Gall sets it in, and boy, what a very tasteful little touch. Thrown up there by Roselle. Found no person's land. 7-5 in favor of Groton, with Redfield in the serve and Roselle. Fires it down there. Not a great handle by Groton, and as it turns out, the ball can't get over the net for the Tigers, and the game has been scored down to 1. Redfield trailing by 1, 7-6. Another rocket serve by Roselle, and a nice try at a dig by Feldheim, and the ball will be a point for the Groton Tigers as they go back up to a 2-point lead, and at the line is Feldheim. 8-6 in favor of Groton Tigers with the serve. Roselle, Gall, nice shot by Youngworth over there on the far side. Youngworth, Gall, and Kinley Smith, she gets a kill out of it. So Kinley with her third kill, and Redfield has it back up to a 1-point deficit. 8-7 into the game is Kendall Seabright, and she will try her luck at the service line. Fleece with the set. Firing hard kill shot by Weber, and Weber will pick up her 6th kill of the game this evening, and going to the service line for the Groton Tigers, that is Gunthmiller, as the Tigers are back up to a 2-point lead. Redfield counters right back, and we're going to play seesaw, Ted, like we did in the first game.
Yeah.
There were 14 ties, I figured out, in that first game. Redfield came back and won it by a score of 25-23. Youngworth at the service line gets it over. It is tipped at the net, And another kill is recorded by Weber. That is her 7th on the evening. And the score is 10-8 in favor of Groton. And this one is served into the net. Redfield will run it right back to a 1-point game. Got a couple of exchanges going on here as Jersey Morrison will come back into the game for Redfield. And that will send out Kinley Smith. My apologies to the Groton Tigers. I'm much more familiar with Redfield and numbers and names than I am with Groton. So I'm trying to get the names, but this time Groton unable to get it over the net. And by golly, we are tied for the first time here in this second game after 14 ties in the first game. Morrison will serve, fires it over, just saved by Guthmiller. Redfield high up to the rafters of the gym, and they're going to say that the ball was mishandled on the set, and that will chalk up a point for Groton. 11-10 at their service line is Light. Zands again, my goodness sakes, that young lady does a fine job digging. Redfield gets it over the net on the near side. The ball was fired across by Roberts. Redfield gets it back, and on the far side over there, again off the tip, Feldheim, and Redfield can't get it returned, and it looks like Feldheim will pick up a kill. No, they say it was a tip on that, so it's going to go to 11-10, as all of a sudden the Groton Tigers have swung back into a lead. They had a 3-point lead earlier, and now they have equaled that with the score 13-10, as the Tigers are up by 3. Redfield at one time was up by 2. Zenz with the set. Gall gets it over. Check that. Sukor gets it over. And the kill recorded by number 12, that is Dunker. And for Dunker, that's the 3rd kill of the evening for her. And that wraps Groton up with their biggest lead here in the second game, a lead of 4. And a timeout taken on the floor. And we will take a 30-second timeout ourselves. You're listening to a Redfield High School sports presentation.
Do you have a
Welcome back to the Heartland State Bank Press Box. Heartland State Bank, a proud sponsor of all our local students and student athletes.
Back on the floor, Redfield won the first game by a score of 25-23, but trailing this one 14-10. Groton with the serve. Gall, Roselle over. Fleece saves it. Far side, Feldheim gets blocked at the net. Feldheim again, blocked at the net again by Gall and Roselle, and this time she chooses to dunk it over, and it worked for her, and that will set up a 5-point lead now by Groton, and that is the largest lead that they have had here in the second game. Gall with the set, Roselle hammers it out of bounds, and Groton will now go up by 6. It's their biggest lead here in the second game. They lost the first game by 2. At the service line, Light, Zenz, Gall just flips it over, and a brilliant save by Groton's Light. Zenz with it, Gall with the set, and the hammer home there by Sukor, but somehow or other, Groton is able to get it over, and once again, the second time in a row, Feldheim gets a dunk and gets it over, and Groton leads it by 7, 17-10. Still on the service line, and another service ace that will be credited to Light, and the score goes up to 18-10 as Groton has an 8-point lead, the biggest of either game. We're in the second game. This one, a nice dig over there. That, I believe, was Roberts. Almost blocked at the net. Fleece with the set, and the slam turned in by Dunker. Redfield somehow gets it over the net. Nice job by Chloe Zenz, and Redfield breaks the string. 8 consecutive points reeled off by Redfield. Check that, by Groton. And Redfield finally gets the serve, trailing by a score of 18-11. Gall will be at the service line for Redfield. Over the net by Dunker. Roselle. On the far side, Feldheim. Nice save by Gall. Roselle again. Great save by Groton over the side there. That was turned in by Light, but the attempt to dunk it over again didn't work, and Redfield has closed it down to a 6-point trail, and Gall will be up trying to get her second point. Ball marked brilliantly by Roselle, and a nice dump in by Radigan, and Redfield closes it down as they now have 13 points. And
they got a push on
that. They got it the other way around.
Yeah, they said she pushed it.
Well, so Redfield with 12 still, and Groton with 19. We'll correct the scoreboard on our telecast here in just a second. Nice shot by Roselle. Groton gets it back. Set by Morrison, and a slam by Roselle, and we will pick up a Roselle slam there. I believe that is her 4th kill on the game, and it is 19-13 in favor of Groton. Redfield with the serve. Chloe Zenz on the line. Lenz with the serve, gets it in. Groton on the backcourt, and it goes a little bit long off the hands of Light. And Redfield has now closed it down to trailing by 5, 19-13. Well, it's 13 on the board. Well, there's a little conversation. They have not chalked up a point here, one way or the other. I thought that was clearly in. Well, somehow or other they turn it around. Redfield has 13, and the point goes to Groton, and that is 20-13.
That was definitely out. It looked like me. I mean, the ball hit in the end.
Well, now wait a minute. Now they've awarded the point back to Redfield, and we go 19-14. So 19 for Groton. Boy, that was a double reverse, and one more over there for Redfield. 19-14. Back to the action. Feldheim, block over there by Roselle and Gall. Somehow or other, Groton gets it back over the net. Gall with the set. And a dump over the side as Roselle saw a hole on the defense, as the defense for Groton had kind of clustered their way in the middle. And Redfield has a score now of 19-15. Redfield with the serve, Fleece with the set, Feldheim with a shot, and Jersey Morrison could not handle it. And it goes to 20-15 in favor of Groton, and on the service line will be Fleece. Fleece serving for Groton. Morrison gets it to Zenz, and Zenz gets it forward to the line to Youngworth, gets it over. On the far side, Feldheim slaps it home, and that will be her 8th kill of the game, and Groton is up 21-15. Back at the back line, service for Groton. Gall sets it, and slamming it a little bit too far this time is Roselle, and the bulge is back to 7 as Redfield will take a timeout. So with timeout on the floor, we'll take 30 seconds. This is a Redfield sports presentation.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Welcome back to the Heartland State Bank Press Box. Heartland State Bank, a proud sponsor of all our local students and student athletes.
Well, Redfield battling their way back after being down by 8, but they're down by 7 again. And the Groton service, a little bit of a mix-up between Morrison and Youngworth, and that will get a point for the Groton Tigers as they are up to 22, getting dangerously close as far as Redfield is concerned to winning this second game after losing the first. Service, Morrison with the ball. Roselle gets it over. Nice save by Groton. And a shot and a kill by Weber. And that will be kill number 8 for Weber on the day, and it sends it up to game point. Game point service here by Fleece. Gall with the set. Sukor gets it slammed over. And nicely handled by Groton. Zenz gets it to the net. And attempted block after Youngworth. And the ball falls in on the Groton side. And that will get a point for Redfield as they're clinging to hang on 24-16. At the service line is Gall. Gets it to the back line, and it bounces around in the rafters, but the Tigers get it over. Gall with the set, and a slam and a block right at the net. I believe it came off of the hands of Guthmiller, and the Groton Tigers come up with a win here, and they will tie it up with a win. Redfield only getting 16 in this game, and 25 for the Groton Tigers. And we will be back in 1 minute with the third game in this tightly fought battle. Redfield winning the first game 25-23, and the second game surrendering 25-16. This is a Redfield High School sports presentation.
El Corral Cocina Mexicana is located in Clark, South Dakota. Our hours are 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Choose from dine-in, takeout, or let us cater your next event. We offer a wide array of fresh foods, from tacos, gobernador, and enchiladas dinner to arroz con pollo and quesadilla fajita. TLC and fresh ingredients go into preparing our food to provide the best quality and taste. Call us at 605-653-5032 or stop by at 501 First Avenue West and try our delicious food today.
Brushing up? Bettering yourself? Or pursuing a degree? Huron Community Campus offers in-person classes at just $40 per credit hour plus fees. HCC offers courses through Northern State University, offering quality education at an exceptional value. To learn more, call Huron Community Campus at 605-353-8518. That's 605-353-8518.
We hope you are all enjoying the
Welcome back to the Heartland State Bank Press Box. Heartland State Bank, a proud sponsor of all our local students and student athletes.
Ted, unfortunately for Redfield, big turnaround from the first game.
Had a lot of self-inflicted deals in that one. They played a pretty good first game, and they were just off a little bit that second game, so hopefully they can pick it up this third game.
Well, they are facing a team that has a 16-4 match record, and they played them tough in that first game. Almost gave it away at the end, but fortunately for Redfield, they held on and wound up finishing with the victory. So we're set to go here. Groton will have the serve, and it looks like stepping back on the service line will be Light. So Groton going left to right, Redfield the opposite direction, and the first serve of game number 3 underway. Sukor gets blocked at the net and picks up a point. So Redfield on the board here early in the first game, or third game rather. 1-0. Gall serving. A block at the net by Roselle. Zenz. Gall. Brilliant shot by Sucourt. Somehow Groton gets it back. Seabright. Gall. Roselle. On the far side, Feldheim. Morrison. Near side, Sucourt off of a tip. It goes long. Ooh, I thought somebody tipped it there. Maybe not. They gave the point to Groton, and we are tied up at 1-1. So back on the service line for Groton. That will be Penning. First time we've seen her serve it tonight. Zenz, Gall, Roselle. Boy, the Groton Tigers did a wonderful job of getting that ball back over. Sucourt with the kill. And for Cecilia, that is her 6th kill on the evening. And Redfield goes ahead by a score of 2-1. Chloe Zenz on the service line for Redfield. Near side, tip over the net. That was by Weber. Redfield unable to get it back over, and we are tied once again. 14 ties in the first game. Not nearly that many in the second game, but we've already got 2 ties here in game number 3. Nice sharp serve by Fleece, and it was just barely over the net, and a rocket, and that'll get a point for Groton. So Fleece with her second serve. Gall, far side to Roselle over. Near side. Chloe Zenz gets it over. And it goes long off for the hand of Weber. And that will be a point for Redfield. Knotted up at 3-3 in the early going. This is the 3rd tie. And the early going ties are not totally unusual. At the service line is Gall. Check that. It is Gall. Gall comes forward. No, it was Roselle. My mistake. Anyway, we're now back to action, and the ball is touched. The net is touched by Groton, and Redfield comes up with the first lead that they have had here. Redfield right on the line, and that will be an ace turned in by Roselle. And it is the first ace of the game by Roselle. And Redfield goes up to the lead of 5-3. Line drive shot by Roselle, and a little mix-up on the part of Groton, unable to handle it. Redfield goes up by a score of 6-3. Roselle serving once again. Fleece with the set. Far side over there. The ball is hammered over. Looked like Roberts got it over. And a kill turned in by Gall, I believe. Let's check and see there. No, it was Smith. And that is her 4th kill of the evening. And the score is 7-3. Roselle having a successful service run here, and this time it is fired off and long, and that will be Groton getting 4 points, Redfield 3. Check that, Redfield 7. So Roselle had a nice run there. 7-4 in favor of the Pheasants. Service, by the way, by Feldheim. Somehow Redfield gets that back over after coming off the net with a great block by Smith and Youngworth, and Redfield picks up the point. 8-4 for Redfield. And coming out to be on the service line is Seabright. 8-4, Seabright serving, and unfortunately into the net. So 8-5. And back on the service line, I believe that is Guthmiller. And she gets a point. 8-6. Groton trailing, but with the serve here and at the service line. Yes, that is a 5 on her shirt, Guthmiller. And it goes long. So 9-6, and Redfield will send to the line. I hate ponytails. Did I mention that? Jungworth is at the service line for Redfield. And Redfield gets a point. So they now lead it by a score of 10-6. Second serve thrown up by Jungworth. This side. Charlie gets there. Off the net. A good shot. 11-6. Sukor just had it roll off the net there. And Redfield leads it by a score of 11-6. A timeout called by Groton. And we'll be back in 30 seconds. This is a Redfield High School sports presentation.
Student productions of your school. Tonight's event and every event produced by your school during the school year are created, filmed, and produced by the students you love to follow and support. Become a booster of your school's live event coverage by becoming a sponsor. It's a great way to show your support of the athletes and students in your community. As a sponsor, you'll get great visibility for your business, organization, or family by supporting the live productions of your school.
Welcome back to the Heartland State Bank Press Box. Heartland State Bank, a proud sponsor of all our local students and student athletes.
Well, Redfield on the lead by a score of 11-5, so they're returning the favor of what happened in game number 2. Redfield won the first game, so in games we're all tied up at 1 in our best of 5 series. Nicely planned little dunk by Weber. And so Redfield will now look at only a 4-point lead. Check that, 11-6 they have up there. Nice save there by Weber. Groton gets it over the net. Zenz, Gall, and Kinley Smith saw a nice opening, but Groton recovered. And Groton winds up getting the point, 11-7. At the service line is Weber. And it goes a little bit long, so Weber will work on getting her second team point, and the margin has been narrowed down to 3. Weber again with the serve. Tough handle by Redfield, that looks like they can get it over. And somehow or other, Gall put a topspin on it and found the one open spot on the Tigers side, and Redfield winds up with the point. And they will now have the service. And going back to service will be Morrison. Fleece with the set. Far side. The attempt to kill by Light. And Chloe Zenz couldn't find the ball in the lights and up in the upper reaches of the gymnasium.
How often do you say that in a game? Indoor game, you lost it in the lights.
You lost it in the lights.
Common term in football, but not in volleyball, I don't think.
All right, at the line is Light, speaking of lights. Sukor tried to hammer one over, but comes up a little bit short going into the net. 12-10 now in favor of Redfield, as the Tigers have narrowed it down to 2. Gall gets the ball over. Feldheim goes long, but there was a tip at the net, and we're back to a 12-11 score. 1 point as Light has on her serve gotten 3 consecutive points. Roselle hammers one. It is saved by Groton. Feldheim with Zenz for the dig. The ball rolls along the top of the net and is over. Zenz gets it back over, and an attempt to kill by Dunker goes awry, and Redfield lengthens out to a 13-11 score, and the Pheasants will send to the line. This looks like Gall on the line. It is, in fact, Gall. And unfortunately serves it long, and the score will go back to a 1-point score. Redfield leading by 1, 13-12. Service line for Groton will be Penning, Zenz, Gall. Right on the line on a kill by Roselle, and that is her 7th kill of the game as Redfield lengthens out to a 2-point lead here, 14-12. Zenz will be the server now. Fleece with the set. Feldheim on the other side. The ball rattles around in the rafters. Redfield gets it back, and a shot by Youngworth goes out. And we are back to a 1-point game, 14-13. Back on the service line is going to be Fleece. Kill on the far side. Attempt by Gall. Groton got it back in. Youngworth gets one in this time. And we're going to go to 15-13 as Redfield keeps clinging to that 2-point lead. They can't seem to get any distance between themselves. And the Groton Tigers, as on the service line, will be Gall. And boy, she just barely gets it over the net. Check that. That is Roselle. And Redfield goes up by 3, 16-13. Another shot by Roselle. Over on the far side, it is over the net by Weber. Nice block turned in by, well, it looked like Gunsmiller and Weber. And unfortunately, on the return back, the Groton Tigers can't hang on to it, and Redfield has lengthened their lead out to 17-13 now. And that one, a shot again by Roselle, and the Groton Tigers can't handle it, and Redfield now goes up by a score of 18-13, and they will take a timeout, they being Groton. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is a Redfield Sports presentation.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back to the Heartland State Bank Press Box. Heartland State Bank, a proud sponsor of all our local students and student athletes.
Redfield with a losing match record on the season, but
they aren't playing like a losing team, mate. They're playing really good, to be honest with you.
Doing very, very well. So Redfield at the service line. This is Roselle as she goes for her 4th point in a row, and Redfield gets handcuffed by one coming back over from the Groton Tigers, and Groton gets up to 14, 18-14. Groton with the serve. Gall, nice set, gets it over by Youngworth, and the Groton Tigers can't return it, and Redfield goes up to 19. 19 for the Pheasants, 14 for the Groton Tigers, At the service line will be Seabright. Seabright gets it good and deep. Fleece with the set. Near side with a dunk, and there's Chloe Zins once again. Gall with the set. Kinley Smith drives it home. Nice save there by Weber. Groton gets it over the net. Here we go with Youngworth again. Nice job for Groton. Fleece. Nice volley here by both sides. Kinley Smith gets her feet tangled up and swings through the ball.
They baked herself out that time.
Yeah, I think so. Redfield still leads it by a score of 19-15. So Redfield up by 4. And it goes in. There's a little confusion about who was going to handle it for Redfield. And we're down to a 19-16 score. Second serve here coming in by Guthmiller. Zenz, Gall, far side. Nice job by Youngworth. Just tip over. Great save. That was by Seabright. Another dunk in. Youngworth saves this one. A block at the net. A diving save. And unfortunately for Redfield, it goes long off of the hands of Kinley Smith. But boy, there were a couple of outstanding saves there by Redfield. And the Redfield Pheasants will take a timeout. Right now they are leading by 2. And we'll be back in 30 seconds. This is a Redfield High School sports presentation.
At Heartland State Bank, our customers are at the center of everything we do. Heartland State Bank is a family-owned community bank and here for you. We have an experienced lending staff for fast, local decisions. Heartland State Bank offers competitive rates and is proud to provide uptown services with a hometown touch. With 4 locations in Redfield, Tulare, Wessington, and Highmore, we aspire to support the communities we live and work in. Heartland State Bank, member FDIC.
Independent Ag in Bristol.
Welcome back to the Heartland State Bank Press Box. Heartland State Bank, a proud sponsor of all our local students and student athletes.
I imagine it's the same thing, take him or leave him, you know.
I suppose Redfield has 1 timeout left. Groton doesn't have any. Groton leading, or check that, trailing by 2. Redfield had as much of a 5-point lead. Nice slam turned in by Youngworth, but Groton finally figures out how to get a hold of it. Gall with the set. Roselle deep in the corner and misses. So it's a 1-point game now. (19-18). Kinley Smith gets it tipped at the net, but Groton comes up with it. Near side into the corner. A nice shot by Weber. And checking on Weber's, that is her 11th kill here. And we are tied up at 19-19. This is the 4th time the game has been tied, and most of the ties were in the early going. Redfield 19-19. Groton. Zenz. Gall. Kinley Smith tries to get it over. Back into her face. Redfield saves it. Youngworth over the net. At the near side, a tip and a nice drop in, and that was Weber. And Weber is on fire here. That is her 12th kill. And Groton goes up. I believe this is their first lead in quite some time by a score of 20-19. As Miller on her serve here has reeled off 4 consecutive points. And Redfield touches the ball 4 times, and Groton now has a 2-point lead, 21-19. 5th consecutive point off of Guthmiller's serving. Near side, Kinley Smith drops it into the middle. Nice save by Guthmiller, but the rest of the team couldn't get underneath it, and we are back to a 1-point game. Redfield 20, and 21 for Groton. At the service line is Youngworth. Very deep on the serve, almost out. Over the net by Light. Redfield with Gall on the set, and Kinley Smith has it blocked. That was Sukor, and Kinley Smith thought she got it over, but the officials ruled that she touched the ball or carried the ball, and the score is going to be 20-22 with Groton leading it. Nice tip over and a good job by Morrison. Redfield 21-22, they are trailing. And let's see if we have a timeout here. Well, we have a couple of changes. 1 point game, Redfield trailing. They have the serve, and it'll be Morrison back to serve. 22-21, Redfield trailing by 1. Far side, and the kill by Light. And we'll check and see how many kills for Light. Apparently they didn't consider that to be a kill. 21-23. And there'll be a Redfield timeout, so that'll be the final timeout for both teams now. And we'll be back in 30 seconds. This is a Redfield High School sports presentation.
Verdon, Roscoe, and Watertown, a local business providing local service and local expertise. They're farmer-focused, service-driven, with a very knowledgeable staff that offers seed, chemical, and fertilizer sales. They make competitive offers at Independent Ag. They say, we know your acre. Check out the website, independentagservices.com, or call 605-395-6605. Independent Ag, proud to support local sports and activities.
Welcome back to the Heartland State Bank Press Box. Heartland State Bank, a proud sponsor of all our local students and student athletes.
Back to action, Groton with the lead and the serve. And, well, they're going to have a discussion here. Hayden Gall got the ball right off the net. The net did wiggle here, so we're going to stand by and see what the referees feel. And let's see, what do we have here?
I think they call that a toss-up.
So they're going to replay it. Score 23 for the Tigers, 21 for Redfield. Tigers on the line, Light, Zenz, Gall. This side, nice shot by Sukor. Somehow the Groton Tigers get the ball back, and we have game point with the games all tied at 1-1. 21-24, Groton with the serve and a mix-up on Redfield side, and the ball drops in, and that will do it. 25-21 as the Groton Tigers take 2 in a row after losing the first one by a score of 25-23, and they go up 2-1 as we will go to game number 4. You're listening to a Redfield High School sports presentation.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Welcome back to the Heartland State Bank Press Box. Heartland State Bank, a proud sponsor of all our local students and student athletes.
Well, Ted, Redfield off to a good start. Who've shown up as top performers here for us?
Well, of course, you got Katie Roselle that got 4 aces and then 8 kills. And you got 8 kills for Seacourt and 6 kills for Gall. So Youngworth contributed 5 kills. So it's kind of been a team effort. They've been playing real good tonight, I think.
They're doing an excellent job. Kind of had a letdown in that second game in which they only scored 16 after scoring 25 in the first game and coming up with a victory 25-23. In that second game, Groton, a far superior record, if not a superior team, at least in age. They have far more seniors than Redfield has. Groton won the second game 25-16, and then it was a very tight 25-21 game in this second time out here for Redfield in game number 3. Groton has a 2-1 lead here. If they win this one, it'll be all over but the shouting. But right now, Redfield will be coming up there and trying to get it all evened up at 2-2. It is the best of 5, and Redfield apparently will be serving, and Morrison will be the server. Redfield had the lead a couple of times during that third game as Morrison steps up to the line and bangs one over deep. On the far side, a nice block turned in by Roselle and Gall, and Redfield gets the point. Back on the service line for Redfield. Morrison with her second attempt to get some points for her side. Nice sharp serve, low and deep. Way outside. Oh, wait a minute, they're going to have a discussion about it. Well, let's see. They said it was out, and the Groton crowd kind of groaned there, but Redfield gets the point. And Redfield on the lead by a score of 2-0. Morrison with the serve again. Feldheim over the net. Gall with the set. Roselle tries to dump it into no man's land, as did Groton, and this one bounces off the top of the net and will go out of bounds, and Groton will pick up the point and the serve, and the score goes 2-1 in favor of Redfield. And on the line for Groton, this will be Light. Little scramble at the net, winds up on Redfield's side. Pushed the ball over by Sucor. Great block once again by the combination of Gall and Roselle, and Redfield comes away with the point. Oh, check that, it went out of bounds. Oh, goodness. Oh, they touched the net. Okay, well, there you go. Put my head down too quickly. Nice slam, attempted kill by Sucor. Zenz, Gall, Sucor again. Groton gets it. Back to the back line. Ball over by Roberts. Redfield just tips it over by Morrison. Far side, it goes to Feldheim. And once again, a block over there by Redfield's Gall and Roselle. And the Redfield Pheasants jump into the lead by a score of 3-2. On the service line will be Roselle. Check that, that's Gall. Far side, Feldheim. Zenz with another nice dig. Over here to this far side, Sucor. And she does not get a kill because they got a hold of the ball, they being Groton. But Redfield comes up with a point, and it's 4-2 in favor of the Redfield Pheasants. They trail 2-1. This is the fourth game. And an ace turned in by Gall. Second point in a row registered by Hayden Gall, and she is at the service line leading 5-2. Knuckleball goes deep. Far side, Feldheim. This time, Redfield, the combination of, well, let's see, Radigan and Roselle this time. And the ball misfired, and that will turn it over to Groton. And coming in to serve will be Penning. Penning with no aces. That was Morrison. Far side. Tried to get it into a dead area, did Sukor. Didn't work this time. Ball in the back corner as a nice shot turned in by Penning. And our score is 5-4 in favor of Redfield. Zenz, Gall, Roselle. Nice save over here by Roberts. Redfield gets it over on the far side. Feldheim, dig by Redfield, and gets it over the net by Gall, but it went a little too far. And we are all tied up at 5-5. Penning with her second opportunity for a point here. Roselle slams it, and it is blocked at the net by Traphagen. So the Groton Tigers will go ahead 5-6 now. Great save on this side by Roberts. Block at the net by Roselle, but it goes through. Roselle fires it. Groton comes back with it. Feldheim with an attempted kill. Roselle gets blocked at the net. Zenz with a save, and over it goes by Gall. Nice rally here by both sides. Attempted block at the net by Radigan and Roselle. Doesn't work. And Redfield stays at 5, and the Groton Tigers will move up to 7. Penning with an opportunity to come up with her 5th point here. 7-5 in favor of Groton. Nice tip over by Roselle. Groton does a brilliant job of getting it. Zenz with the ball on the Redfield side, and Gall gets it over. Far side, Feldheim, and it is blocked by Roselle and Radigan. And Redfield comes up with a point, and we're now only 1 point separating the two. Redfield with 6 and Groton with 7. Couple of really nice rallies here as Chloe Zenz serves the ball. Far side, Feldheim hammers one home, and it goes out of bounds. As Groton will come up with an 8 point and lead by 2. On the service line is Fleece. Gall. Radigan gets it over, but it goes long. 6-9. This is the biggest lead in this particular game by Groton. And still on the service line is going to be Fleece. Excellent job by Roselle. Redfield 7, trailing by 2, 7-9. On the service line, Katie Roselle, she was a game time decision as the last game last week. She rolled an ankle, but she is out there doing a fine job. Blocked at the net by Smith and Youngworth. Tipped at the net. Nice save by Gall. Over by Roselle. Back over. Gall with the set. Smith blocked at the net by Roberts. Check that. Traphagen. And it goes long.
Boy, that one looked pretty good to me. But.
Well, it looked like it was decent. Got there, but now Redfield with the trailing by 1. And at the service line was Gall. Nice save over there by Roselle. But the point will go in favor of Groton. And they are back up to a 2-point lead, 10-8. Service line is Feldheim, and she puts it right into the net, and we're back to a 1-point differential. And on the service line will be Seabright for Redfield. Seabright, this is the second miss hit that she's had on a service in a row. And Groton goes back up to a 2-point lead, 9-11. Mix up in the back line for Redfield, but they get it up and over. Guthmiller has the ball blocked right at the net, and there is a rather healthy discussion about whether that ball was in or out. It looked like it hit right on the line, and Ted, if I'm not mistaken, on the line is in. Is that correct?
That's what they tell me.
11-9, a discussion now in defense of the young lady that was on the back line for Redfield doing the calls. She was a long way away from it, and as it winds up, Redfield is awarded the point, and Seabright will serve again. 10-11. Far side, shot over by Light. Near side, Sukor blocked at the net by Groton Tigers. Sukor once again. This time it is just over. And this one bounces off the top of the net, as that was Kinley Smith on this near side. And we are tied at 11. Seabright will be going for her third point, just whistles it over the tape of the net. Gall with the set. Roselle will fire it from back court. Over to the far side, and a kill and a nice shot by Light. And that will give the Groton Tigers the ball back and the lead 12-11. On the service line, ball is fired across. Serving was Weber. Zenz, Gall, and a little bit long by Sukor.
And to be up by a couple of points coming into the end, that makes a big difference.
It does. Weber on the line, looking for her third service point. Ball up near the net, and just a little bit too close to the net, and Kinley Smith could not get to it. So 11-14, Redfield now trailing by 3. Gall with the set, far side, goes over there to Kinley Smith. She's up for the block, doesn't get it. Gall with the ball from the backcourt. Roselle with the spike. Zenz with a save, gets it over. Far side, it will be Light once again. Redfield on the ball, this side, and it comes off of a tip as Sukor drops it in, and Redfield is up to 12, and the difference is now only 2 points. With the serve for Redfield, coming into the game will be Morrison. Redfield trailing by 2. Morrison trying to get something going. Way to the back line, and unfortunately, the ball goes out. And the score now for Redfield continues to be 12. And the Groton Tigers up to 15. And on the back line for another point off of the serve of Light. And there'll be a timeout called. And we'll take a 30-second break and be back with more of the exciting Redfield High School sports presentation.
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Welcome back to the Heartland State Bank Press Box. Heartland State Bank, a proud sponsor of all our local students and student athletes.
Well, what do you see so far here, Ted?
Well, I think Redfield's really playing good volleyball tonight. It just got a couple of bad breaks here and there, but they're hanging in there.
They definitely are. They with the 9-14 record. And it's 16-12 right now. Redfield is trailing 2-1. This is the fourth game, and Redfield needs to win this one. Off some fingertips on a nice spike by Sukor. Back line grabs it. Gall up to the front line. Roselle with the shot over. That was on its way out, but saved by Seabright. On this side, Sukor gets it over the net. It is right at the net. Blocked by Sukor. Backline, and Seabright can't handle the firing shot to her right. And Groton moves out to a 5-point lead by a score of 17-12. As I mentioned, Redfield trying to hang in there. Into the lineup for Redfield is Rishi. This is Brooklyn Rishi. This is the first time we've seen her on the floor tonight. Zenz, Gall, and it goes long off the hands of Sukor, and all of a sudden,
that's pronounced Rishi.
Rishi, it goes up. Rishi?
Rishi.
Okay, thank you. Light with the serve. Roselle finds a no man's land and drops it over, and that breaks up the run. 13-18. Redfield on the short side of it, and Redfield, Hayden Gall with the serve. So they're going to need a run here. Down by 6 at one point in the latter part of game number 4. And Redfield picks up a point as Groton was about ready to hit the ball for the fourth time. Not in the rule book. And Hayden Gall will serve for the second time. Zenz again hanging in there. She's going to get the ball over, and it's going to be deep. Fleece up, down, and a bomb of a shot thrown in there by Dunker. And Dunker on the game has 4 kills. I thought she was up to higher than that. But anyway, Redfield 14-19 now. As Redfield is down by 5 once again. They've been down by 6 earlier. 19-14. Ball will get over, not quite. Sukor tried to get it over from well away from the net and pounded it into the net. So that is going to rack up with Penning on the line for Groton. Zenz, Gall, Roselle, nice save over there by Penning. And boy, I tell you what, that was a great play on the far side by Jalen Penning. And it goes to 14-21. Groton on the lead now by 7, and this is their biggest lead here in this game. Redfield on the verge of losing this match as they trail 2-1, and a nice slam home again by Penning, I believe. And the count goes to 22-14 in favor of Groton, and it'll be timeout for the Redfield Pheasants. And we will be back in 30 seconds with more of our exciting volleyball action as you're listening to a Redfield High School sports presentation.
Every farm is unique, but all farmers have something in common: the desire to maximize their land and improve it for the next generation. You need a cooperative that offers peace of mind. AgTegra Cooperative is an ag partner that shares your values and is part of your community. From agronomy and grain operations to energy and feed, AgTegra will link your farm to the future. AgTegra Cooperative. Strong, stable, dependable.
Welcome back to the Heartland State Bank Press Box. Heartland State Bank, a proud sponsor of all our local students and student athletes.
in the best of 5, Redfield trailing 2-1 and trailing in this one by 8, their biggest deficit so far. Deep shot. Groton does a fine job of catching up with it. Over the net by Roberts. To the near side, Sukor gets a kill. And for Cecilia, that will be her 9th kill of the game, and Redfield hanging in there 22-15. On the service line, Chloe Zenz once again representing herself very well. Somehow that ball got over. Garth Miller dove at it and just barely got her hands on it, and it dropped over the net. At the service line will be Fleece. 23-15 in favor of Groton. Guthmiller way back. The ball gets over. Nice save on the back line. That was by Morrison. Near side, Fleece with the set. And the shot out of bounds off the hands of Light. And Redfield still has some life, trailing by a score of 23-16. On the service line for Redfield is going to be Katie Roselle. So she's going to need a run here. Drops it low, nicely placed, 17-23. So Roselle with an opportunity to pick up a second point off of her service. This time whacks it a little bit harder. Somehow or other that ball got over, and it is going to be a point for Groton, and that's going to be game point. Boy, sometimes better to be lucky than good, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
But they are good. Coming into the game for Redfield will be Jerika Locke, getting an opportunity to play here at game point and match point, as a matter of fact. As the ball goes long, and the young lady who just came in very wisely let that ball go, and it carried out of bounds. So Redfield at game point, actually match point, with an opportunity here. They're going to have to go and string 6 points in a row. Seabright is in as the server. Near side and a dunk in, and that will do it. Weber gets a kill, and for Ms. Weber, that will be her 13th kill on the game, and that will do it. Redfield losing in 4 games, this by a score of 25-18, as Redfield hung in there through most of that 4th game, trailing 2-1, but unfortunately for the Redfield Pheasants, they were unable to hang in there and be able to be as competitive in Game 4 as they had been in Game 1 and 3. Well, we'll be back with a quick wrap-up. You're listening to a Redfield High School sports presentation.
You'll find friendly, small-town service at your locally owned and operated SBS Lumber and Hardware in Redfield. They have all your small home repair needs covered. Plus, they now carry lumber and Valspar paints, along with all of your painting supplies. They have your fencing needs covered, too. From Carry Pet to livestock, they're a proud supporter of all youth athletics and activities. So for whatever you need, look no further than your locally owned and operated SBS Lumber and Hardware in Redfield.
Welcome back to the Heartland State Bank Press Box. Heartland State Bank, a proud sponsor of all our local students and student athletes.
Well, Redfield Pheasants represented themselves fairly well tonight, and as Ted and I were talking during the commercial there, and I think you agree with me, Ted, underclassmen, i.e. Redfield, versus a senior-dominated team, Groton, and the seniors won out. So what do you see on the board there, and who did you like in the game today?
Well, it was a team effort as far as kills. Charlie Youngworth had 6, Hayden Gall had 5, 6 for Kenley Smith, Katie Roselle had 9, and 9 for Thea Sutcourt. Aces, 3 for Hayden Gall, 4 for Katie Roselle, of course, and them 3 girls played really good tonight. So.
Well, and then on the other side of things, Anna Feldheim came in with 13 kills. and Chesney Weber had 14. So those were two seniors that Redfield could not overcome. And there again, we're back to our situation where we're talking about a senior-dominated team versus an underclass-dominated team, which actually does bode well for Redfield coming up next year. Well, whether they can win out and have a prayer of getting into that fourth spot and potentially a home playoff game will yet to be seen, and we'll have to wait until next week to be able to do that. We'll invite you to come to the Redfield Greeno Gymnasium on Monday and Tuesday. We, of course, will be here on the television broadcast both of those 2 days. We expect the games to start around 6:45. On Monday, it'll be Wolsey-Wessington in town, and then on Tuesday, Tiaspazina will come calling, and both of those teams have losing records, so if Redfield can win out, they might have a prayer of getting a playoff game in the regional playoffs and get into fourth spot, but that all remains to be seen. Well, on behalf of my partner here, Ted Kimball, this is Alan Scott saying thank you very much for being with us, and we will look forward to seeing you on Monday evening and Tuesday evening right here when Wolsey-Wessington will be in town on Monday and Tiaspazina will be here on Tuesday. 6:45 is about the time that the varsity will be knocking the ball around here in the volleyball gymnasium. And of course, we generally get here a little bit earlier than that and get things streaming, so you might be able to catch the end of the junior varsity game as well. Well, that'll do it tonight. Thank you for being there. You have been listening to a Redfield High School sports presentation.
The One Stop in Redfield is a friendly, family-owned business. We carry hot stuff, pizza, sandwiches, and more. Before you take a trip, or if you're just out and about, stop by and fuel up with Sinclair gasoline from E30 to E85. Use your Dino app for extra savings and your Pump and Save card for free stuff. Don't forget to visit the automatic car wash for that spotless shine. One Stop in Redfield is a proud supporter of all school sports and activities.
At Brueggemann Crop Services, they offer a full line of crop insurance products backed by years of experience to ensure you're getting the best risk management package for your specific operation. They are also your full-service channel seed provider along with a full line of seed treatments. As farmers themselves, they will tailor a plan that will set you at ease for everything nature may throw at you. Crop insurance is their only insurance. For a no-obligation insurance or seed quote, call 853-3200 or check them out online at BrueggemannCropInsurance.com.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
Whether you are pregnant or planning ahead, you and your baby deserve a healthy start. We offer a wide range of services such as advocacy, health screenings and education, care coordination and car seat safety, participant empowerment, referral services, and fatherhood support. To learn more about Great Plains Healthy Start, visit greatplainstravelhealth.org or call one of our 5 service areas today.
Welcome back to the Heartland State Bank Press Box. Heartland State Bank, a proud sponsor of all our local students and student athletes.